Bonjour everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Now I wish this was a video about a new transfer link, someone was on the way, a deal had been agreed. No, we all know that things have went quiet on the signings front the last few weeks after Sven Botman arrived on Tyneside, and we still have to address the main issue that Eddie Howe himself said at the end of last season and at the start of this season, to bring in new attackers. Our goal-shy record of last season was one of the worst in the Premier League. So that was the main area of concern to improve and sign new players on when this window opened. Now, we did brilliantly in defence, signing Pope, Target and Botman, but we did nothing going forward. Now, it's not for the want of trying. You know, The Athletic, I read an article on there this morning, Dan Ashworth has been trying very hard every day. He should be, it's his bloody job, but at least he's doing it right, unlike people in the past. But the market's just crazy right now. It's inflated, and the extortionate fees that Newcastle are being offered when they try and ask for somebody is just blowing out of the water. It's just really putting us off. It's happened with several players already this window. This week we've seen Hugo Ekitike join PSG. Now that wasn't our fault. We had agreed a fee with Reims, we were happy to pay. We actually ended up paying more than what PSG have ended up paying in the long term. Broja looks set to join West Ham. He's obviously choosing to stay in London, then come up Newcastle. And then going forward, you know, we've inquired about Dominic Calvert-Lewin at Everton. Crazy fees of 50-60 million. Ivan Toney from Brentford, one season in the Premier League, 40-50 million. Anthony Gordon, the winger from Everton, one season in the Premier League, 35-40 million. Alexander Isaac from Real Sociedad, 6 goals in the Liga last year, 60 million. It's just getting insane. So that you can understand that it's a hard market to work in right now. It's doing us no favours with this rich club price tag. Everyone knows we can afford it, but we're kind of in a way because of FFP, and it's getting a bit annoying now, and I see fans are getting frustrated, and rightfully so, we are getting frustrated. A lot of fans are hoping for more. I mean, there's still a long time in the window, so don't get too down yet. You know, we're still, I think we'll definitely sign at least one more player. I do think we'll get 2. I do think we will sign a winger and a striker. I still think we will. But I understand where fans are coming from. No fan was expecting the silly signings of an Mbappe or a Neymar. But we were expecting to spend a bit of money, because you're still seeing other teams spend money. But although, you know, Aston Villa and stuff, but like Leeds have spent £100 million, but they have recouped that from player sales. Newcastle are struggling because we haven't sold anybody. We're getting no money for anyone. We've only let people go on loan. So I would sell some players now. If that's the way we need to get around FFP, because Newcastle owners don't want to splash loads of cash in this window and ruin FFP for the next couple of windows. We're trying to do things sensibly. For me, I would go all out and get Diaby, but we'll get into that in a minute. But you can understand why the owners are trying to be sensible with the budget and with the signings now, because when we do progress, hopefully we make 1 or 2 signings that gets with top 8 next year, top 7. Then in Europe, maybe Conference League even, then the following season is when you go out and start spending more better players, because then you can tempt them with a bit of European football, and then we'll really see a big spend from Newcastle United in 2-3 years time, I think. But for now, we need to sort out all the stuff behind the scenes. You know, we increase our sponsorship deals, our revenue to help us with FFP. On Diaby, like I said, I would just spend the 60 million on him. Like, I would just then shut up shop. That will do it. What we would have spent 120 million this summer. It's not far off what a lot of clubs spend, and if you can get rid of some players, I would happily sign Diaby and sell an Almiron. Get what, 10, 15 million for Almiron maybe? Offload a couple of fringe players here and there. You're not going to get much for them, like, but I was thinking maybe Fernandes and Matty Longstaff or something, players that clearly aren't getting a sniff. I mean, Matty Longstaff hasn't even got off the bench in pre-season yet, so you know his future lies elsewhere. Would you accept a bid for St. Maximin, Jamal Lascelles, the club captain? Would you accept the bid for Jamal Lascelles? These are things you need to consider, because these are players that aren't going to really impact our team next year. Why not bring in 20-30 million in player sales from a couple of those players that I've listed, and then use an extra 20-30 million to sign a Diaby, a massive signing, a marquee signing, a statement signing? Because Diaby's going to be worth much more than 60 million once this World Cup finishes this winter in Qatar, when he's playing for France. He starts for France, man, next to Mbappe. You know, that price tag's going to go right up. So I would go all out for Diaby. The latest on him is that the club are still not being held to ransom. The club don't think he's worth, or they don't want to spend that much on him. They don't want to spend that 60 million on Moussa Diaby. Leverkusen aren't going to let him go. They're in no hurry to let him go. And Diaby's not in that much of a hurry to leave, because he's got Champions League football there. He knows he's going to get in that World Cup squad if he stays playing as well as he can do in the Bundesliga in that Leverkusen side. They're not going to be budging on that price tag for Diaby. Jack Harrison's another one. Leeds United, the winger. Now, Leeds are wanting 35 million for Harrison, and they don't want to sell him because they've already lost two of the star players this summer. Well, the two best players in Rafinha and Calvert-Lewin. Their two best players by a country mile have gone. So imagine how the fans would feel in the uprest if Harrison went, who would arguably be their third best player, right up there. You know, top 5 players have lost 3 of them this summer. So they are spending money though. They are replacing those players. Like I said, they have spent £100 million for Jesse Marsch. Leeds again, you know, Harrison, they don't want to lose their player. They'll accept 35, but realistically, what's Harrison? 25 million, you would say, in this day and age. His record's actually really good, you know, his stats are decent. I like Harrison, I think he'd be a very good signing. And an interesting one from this, Harrison was actually asked in Australia the other day on pre-season tour, will your future be lying here at Leeds? Will you be in a Leeds shirt next season? And he said, we'll see, we'll see. Now that sounds to me as if he is very up for a move. He'll be keen on a move. I think he would fancy the project of Newcastle United. And, you know, to come out and say that in pre-season, many times you see a player just say it for the fans' sake, for the club's sake, yes, I'm staying, I'm not moving, and then they move. But he's just being open, he's just like, I will see. If a bid comes in, the club accept it, I'll happily go. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. We're just stuck at the minute because we don't want to pay the inflated fees that the market are charging, but that is the market. You see other teams are paying it. I think Newcastle will have to eventually bite the bullet and pay it, to be honest with you, if we want to get that winger in, but maybe we're waiting to see if a bit of patience pays off like it did with Sven Botman. But that is why we are struggling to sign forwards at the minute. But I'm going to stay positive, remain patient. I do think we will sign at least a right winger this summer, and I do think we'll actually get maybe a striker in on loan as well, which we definitely need after yesterday's pre-season performance. Drop your comments below what you think of Newcastle's transfer business. Who would you sign? Who do you think we will sign? Subscribe to my channel TV and enjoy yourself.